Hi, I'm Jamie with Xpres Bath and Shower. We're out here in Minnetonka today in a 1954 Rambler, getting ready to start what's probably about a 2 to 3 week project on a full bathroom remodel. The bathroom is 65 years old, so what I want to do before we kind of get into full-scale demo is just take you through and show you some of the issues that arise after 65 years of bathroom products being used in a bathroom. So the first thing I want to talk about a little bit is show you how to tell kind of when your cast iron tub is at its point where maybe you want to decide, should we replace the tub or should we refinish the tub? In my opinion, there really isn't maybe a better constructed tub out on the market than the old cast iron tubs. This particular tub here, as you can see here, kind of has the rigid lines in the front, but it's called a classic skirt. So a lot of the skirts that you see today on tubs are straight skirts. So I kind of like that some of the older cast iron tubs, they had a little bit more detail in their skirting, and it actually kind of gives it just a little bit different aesthetic value, I guess, just depending on what you like. But nonetheless, you can see that this tub here has been refinished already. My guess is that it was probably refinished maybe 5 to 10 years ago, and now that we're remodeling this bathroom, that we had to make a decision whether we were going to try to save it and try to use it again for another 20 or 30 years, or to just pull it out. And since it has been refinished, we have decided that what we would do is that we would just take and pull the tub out, because you get this pitting here, and you can actually come in with like a filling compound and then sand it down and smooth everything out. But the issue becomes is once it's been finished already, is how well that finish is actually holding to the original finish, and you start caking the layers on there and it's not bonding to the original surface, and the chance of failure increases as you put more layers on it. So we've decided to pull the tub out. The next question I always get when dealing with cast iron tubs is, well, how do you remove them? Obviously, you know, a cast piece of metal this size is going to have a substantial amount of weight. My experience is that these tubs usually weigh somewhere between 150 and 300 pounds, which means it probably takes 3, maybe 4 people to comfortably move them out of a home. If you're up on a second level, it becomes even more difficult. You know, same floor Rambler living, you can drag it on the carpet sometimes, and it's possible to just get it out. The other option is to take a 5 or 10 pound hammer and just start swinging at it. And you got to be careful, because if you don't swing hard enough and it doesn't go through, the hammer can bounce back, which is dangerous for the people around you and any bathroom products or fixtures that might be around you and your person. So be careful, but you can break them, and sometimes they'll break into small pieces where there's impact and then it cracks and you get larger chunks. Sometimes it just shatters into what seems like a million pieces, and it takes forever to kind of pick it up. So there's a little bit of information on cast iron tubs, how to remove them, what the removal process looks like, and whether you should refinish your cast iron tub or if you want to keep your cast iron tub. You know, looking at the surround here, so now you see all this peach tile. Obviously the color dates itself, you know, to that 50s and 60s area, but for the most part, aesthetically, you know, the tile is, like I was saying, the tile is outdated aesthetically, but the performance of it, most of the grout is still intact. It does have some soap scum on it. You can see some white film. The grout is discolored. It's got yellowing in it, which is, again, it's kind of one of those things that's kind of displeasing, but something tells me that once we get those walls opened up, that it's still probably performing properly, and that we don't have a bunch of mold growth or signs that there's been water penetrating the surround and then drying up. But we do have some areas here where the grout is actually starting to kind of pop out, and that actually is a little bit more concern because more moisture can get in there, but you know, you still have a cement backer board and some waterproofing back there, so it isn't necessarily a sign that you have complete failure or that the system is completely compromised. But they're just a few key things to look at is your grout. And the other thing is sometimes this surround doesn't have it, but there are some of them when you get up into this mixing valve area and your control area where there's leaks, or your riser tube to your shower head could be leaking, and you start to get a disformity. You start to get waves, and the backer board or the cement that's back there will start to wave a little bit, and you can tell that the controls are kind of all off function. This actually looks really flat. It doesn't concern me that there's a lot of moisture or any moisture issues back there. The nice thing is too is there is an access panel back here, so if you have an access panel in your house, you can always open that access panel up and you can take a peek in there and kind of get an idea of if there's any moisture in that area. But that's kind of all I wanted to say about the surround. Again, my name is Jamie with Xpres Bath and Shower. We're going to be working on this project for probably 2 to 3 weeks, and we're going to get you some more footage of the remodeling process and a little bit more detail on what it takes to bring this 65-year-old bathroom up to 2020.